How much more can you take? I hope a lot, because we're going to talk about it.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Please support the show and be a part of the Locked On Cubs community by following on all audio platforms. And you can watch, subscribe, and leave a comment on YouTube. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you.
Not doing it today.
On all things Cubs. Today's Friday episode is presented by BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnMLB today to get 10% off your first month. And I just have to say, the Cubs might be on a journey of self-discovery pretty soon.
I'm not doing that pointing thing till we win a game.
That sounds good. I understand that. We are with everybody today, with you today, as the Cubs lose 4-3 to the Nationals Thursday and drop 3 out of 4 games to lose the series. Cubs went 1-6 on the road trip and are now 15-16 on the season. On Thursday, Sam, the Cubs were down 3-0 early, thanks to a Lane Thomas 3-run Jackson off Jamison Tyone.
Can't get out Lane Thomas.
A rally to tie it at 3 in the top of the 8th. Had second and third and no outs in the top of the 9th. Didn't score. We'll leave it at that for now. Of course, we're going to zoom in a second. And then Brad Boxberger, I just made double check, Sam, did allow a home run on the first pitch of the bottom of the 9th as the Nationals walk it off. A lot to unpack today, as later in the show, we're going to talk about Matt Mervis being promoted and preview the weekend series round 2 with the Fish.
Look, I'm just going to say it. I'll preface by saying the Cubs did not lose today because of David Ross, but David Ross did not do his best job as a manager. The definition of a manager, of a leader, is to put your players in the best possible position to win as much as you can. And for the second straight day in a high leverage situation, this one even more obvious than the first one, because on Wednesday night, you could at least make the case it was runners on the corners, 1 out, and you're afraid of the double play for Madrigal. Now, ironically, Wisdom grounded into the double play, but he doesn't do that very often. So you could at least make the case we were afraid of a ground ball and a double play. Today, tie game, second and third, 1 out. Patrick Wisdom comes up. Nick Madrigal's on the bench. And to those people that have tweeted at me and will comment, because I am in no mood, to those people that have tweeted at me and will comment and say, hey, you can't pull an 11 home run guy in that spot. Sure you can. It's not about what he has done. It's about, in this situation, who gives you the best chance to win. There is about, I would estimate about a 35% gap in the likelihood of Nick Madrigal producing a run in that spot and Patrick Wisdom. Why? Because Patrick Wisdom leads the team in strikeout rate and strikeouts. He has a hole in his swing on high fastballs. The pitcher that they were facing, Finnegan, 97-99 high fastballs. It was an obvious, predictable outcome. And to those that say, well, it's easy to say in hindsight, please follow me at Sam Olber on Twitter.
Yeah.
This was tweeted the second, not the minute, the second Cody Bellinger struck out. I tweeted in all caps, please hit Madrigal for Wisdom. And then after the strikeout, I commented, what is going on? What am I missing? And there's a lot to unpack. Cody Bellinger had a bad at bat. It wasn't all Ross's fault. Bellinger hits a 3-run home run there, or 2-run double. We don't talk about this. But too many times over the last 3+ years have I found myself watching a Cubs game before it happens saying, why is this happening? And then the result supports that. And that has nothing to do with me. I do not know as much as the next guy. It is about the manager, and I just don't think so far I have not seen enough to convince me otherwise that he isn't a problem in these situations and a leader as to why you continue to lose on the margins. before I swing it to you, Matt, I understand the team is struggling right now. I get that. That's not David Ross's fault that nobody is hitting. But what is his fault is that every single time it's close, they find a way to lose. And I feel like the last 2 days, he has been a part of that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of common defenses going on right now. I think one is situationally, people cry or claim that people want to defend and say, well, they're major league ball players. They should be able to come through. So I'll acknowledge that first.
Yeah, that's wrong.
And the other thing, and just in terms of team results, is, oh, well, teams go through stretches like this. So I'm going to attack both of those
Sure.
Before we keep going. So, I always appreciate when we bring up the managing and the situational play of the game, because it's not untrue that wisdom should, in quotes, come through. I'm not going to disagree with that. However, in that scenario, especially given that it happened 16 hours before, how do you not make a move situationally in that spot? Okay, so I have that there. And then, I have a lot of colleagues right now, my fellow colleagues at work and then in coaching, who are, they ask me about the Cubs and a lot of them are trying to talk me off the ledge, so to speak, just because, I get emotional even not on the show about this team. And we've had phone calls this week that you could see where that's happening. It doesn't have to be just on the air. Mm-mm. And it's true. I think we know the game well. I think that helps differentiate our show and differentiate who we are as a program. I get it. I don't have to be told baseball teams go through tough stretches. That's not breaking news to me. Mm-hmm. But since when do teams go through stretches of the same result every time?
Right.
I get tough stretches. I get tough road trips.
Totally.
But how does it get worse as it goes on? And how is it the same thing every time?
Same loss.
That's the problem.
Same loss, just a worse version of it every single day.
Every single day. And
no accountability.
Bellinger and Wisdom are the key at-bats there. Mancini came through with a rocket off the wall earlier to start the comeback. He's not the at-bat there. It's those two other dudes.
Right.
And the Cubs lost 5 one-run games on the same trip. 9 for 57 with runners in scoring position.
And the other game they lost was tied in the 8th.
9 for 57. They're below 500 for the first time in a month.
Yep.
And that's my biggest stick up right now. Cool. Is that it just escalated each time. It wasn't like, okay, here's a 5-run L, here's a comeback, then they lose by a run. It was just worse and worse.
Can I tell you what my biggest problem is?
Yeah.
My biggest problem is the lack of accountability and the almost weirdness. I really think that's the weird word, weirdness, of how nobody talks about it. Like it feels like It feels like Marquee is going out of their way to just say life's good. And don't think, guys, that it was a coincidence that the Mervis call up, which we'll talk about in a bit, was announced about 10 minutes after the Cubs went down 3-0. The PR manipulating. We barely hear about Brandon Hughes' IL stint, but this is front page news in the middle of a game. I haven't really seen that more. There's manipulating going on. And then I went right after this game went final. I went to listen to Ross.
Okay.
Not one question about Wisdom. Not one question about the managing. I think the questions were about the fight in the team. Good fight. Showed good fights. What this team's about. Good fight. Like it's 6th grade. Something about Assad, and I forget what the third one was.
Probably Mervis.
How is there not one question saying, hey, yeah, Mr. Ross, yeah, Sam Olber here, Chicago Trib. Just want to, or Sam Olber, Locked On Cubs. They actually have an affiliate now.
Yeah.
So, Sam Olber, Locked On Cubs. Just wondering, back-to-back days, similar spots, Patrick Wisdom, his high strikeout rate, his high whiff rate in that spot when you have Madrigal with great contact.
Right.
Did you think about swapping those guys at all? What was your thought process there?
Great question.
Nobody has the stones to ask that?
That's weird.
No, there's no accountability. JD, who's been around the game for God knows how long, doesn't mention that. It's just weird to me. I don't like it. I feel like they're manipulating fans. We're talking about Patrick Wisdom's Irish heritage and McGregor's yellow suit. It reminds Boog of mustard on a hot dog when we're in the middle of a stretch trying to steal a game. And this was a game. We were one base hit away from stealing it. We were down 3. Would have been a great win.
Yes.
Just rubs me the wrong way. There's no accountability, no questions. No major media outlets ever talk about Ross. Nobody. No one ever says, I mean, how any other team, when you're a game under with a plus whatever run differential and you keep losing and losing, somebody at some point is going to point to the manager. And it would Mike Budenholzer, the manager of the Milwaukee Bucks, got fired today. He has been a part of 6. He has been a part of multiple 60-win teams and an NBA championship. And by the way, I'm not saying fire David Ross.
Their first championship, right? I have to imagine.
Well, since Mr. Lou Alcindor.
Got it.
I don't understand how nobody, and that's a guy that's actually had a lot of success. David Ross has had 0 success as the manager of the Cubs. 34-26 and getting swept by the Marlins in a shortened season is not success. He said 0. And I don't understand why are we the only ones that discuss this?
Yeah. So I've did some checking in on this as well in the last hour or so. And, yeah, there's 2 things happening here, Sam. One is people genuinely don't see it. They just genuinely don't.
Yeah.
Or they're purposefully not doing it.
Right.
And the latter is a little bit scarier in my mind, especially as a former journalist.
Absolutely.
And, the former, I think there's some truth to that.
Agree.
But I think the fact is maybe we were a little bit ahead on this. Perhaps others. I don't know. I don't really know how to put this, but I think it's earned. It's earned to discuss it for sure. And we're breaking down a baseball game on a daily basis. It's just naturally coming up to me.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Before we go to break, and if you don't want to answer, I don't want to put you on the spot. But you are a former journalist, and you're better at this than me. So I'm going to ask you. Why do you think there are people that don't see it on purpose, as you were alluding to? Like what is the reasoning?
They want to keep a rosier relationship with the source.
Yeah, right. And that's bad. That's bad journalism.
Yeah. Ultimately, it is.
Before we go to Mervis, I just want to say this.
Yeah.
I know this show right now feels really negative. That's because the Cubs are losing.
Right.
I know that I come across sometimes as negative. There's nobody that wants to see this team win more than me. I got suckered back in the 8th rally. I was going nuts when Suzuki hit when Suzuki hit that double in the 9th inning. I was going crazy. I want this team to win. I still think I'm higher on this team than probably the majority of people that cover it. I'm not looking for bad news, guys. I'm not. I promise. I know sometimes in character I seem that way. I promise you I want this team to win probably more than most. I have to call it like I see it, and things aren't acceptable right now.
Yeah.
And I hope people understand that. Like my day, I'm miserable. I don't just move on from this. Like, all right, we're going to do some work after this. Warriors, Lakers tonight. Let's get them tomorrow. That's not who I am. I really love this stuff. And so forgive me if I might seem over passionate or people comment, hey, Sam, don't have a heart attack. I won't. I'm not that old. I won't. Okay. I exercise every day. Okay. I'm just upset. And I think I have the right to be.
And I just have one more note from this game, and it's Miguel Amaya,
right? Sure.
Whose ABs and catching
good game
performance looked real good.
Good game.
So that was a nice jolt as
good
well.
Game.
Hit the ball hard a few times.
He had a good game.
Matt Mervis has been freed, and we're going to talk about it coming up next. Today's episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. It will quickly and easily find your subscriptions for you. And any that you don't want to pay for anymore, just hit cancel on those, and Rocket Money will do it for you. It also helps you manage all your finances in one place. and automatically categorize your expenses so you can easily track your budget in real time and also get alerted if anything looks off. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB. That's rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB today. The Cubs play the Nationals at 1:20 p.m. Central Friday, and you can listen to every pitch with the Cubs hometown broadcast on SiriusXM. On the SXM app, search Cubs, or tune in to channel 844 to catch the Cubs all season long on SiriusXM. Matt Mervis will be promoted prior to Friday's game against the Marlins. This was first reported by Jeff Passan. Mervin is slashing .286, .402, .560 this season at AAA Iowa, and posted an even better slash line to go along with 36 long balls and 40 doubles across 3 levels in 22. Walking off the practice field today, Sam, my Mervis excitement balloon was a bit deflated by, quite honestly, how the Cubs have performed this week, especially on Thursday. But I've gathered myself a bit. I think when 120 hits on Friday, I'm going to be genuinely excited. I sure hope he's in the lineup when they call this dude up. But he's been freed. It's perhaps 5 to 7 days too late. But he's here, and that's a good thing. They did the right thing by moving him up. If there's any day for him to come up, it's certainly Friday.
Your balloon was deflated because this week was the worst thing to happen in DC since Watergate. I disagree with you that it was 5 to 7 games too late. I think what are the Cubs, 15 and 16? I think it was 31 games too late.
Yeah, see, you're out in front on that one too. And
I think it's 31 games too late.
Gotcha.
Exciting. We'll see what he does.
No.
We'll see what he does. Good matchups for him this week. I mean, Cabrera's
the matchups.
Cabrera's a high.
Oh, we're doing the preview later, player.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying. What do you want me to say? I hope he hits well. I'm glad he's up. It'll be interesting.
He's here to jumpstart the lineup. Haven't you heard?
I'm excited. I'm interested to see who goes down because
so we could get to that.
Assad pitched a lot, but yeah, it's cool. I mean, good for him. He has absolutely earned the promotion and then some. And I hope he hits well. They need a bat right now. They're struggling for the first time.
Bat.
For the first time this year, they're really struggling offensively. He'll raise their ceiling because he has the ability to hit the ball to the ballpark. He has the ability to take a walk. Like I said, if I were to do a power rankings of Cubs hitters just overall, he'd probably stack up in the top 5. He's
for sure.
He's not a better hitter than Happ, probably, at least from the left side. It's another thing, by the way. We have to do a show. Ian Happ should not hit righty anymore. That swing's awful. Ian Happ, Horner, maybe Dansby, Belly, and he fits in right in that category.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Suzuki's been hitting the ball better, but he's right in there. He's a better hitter than Mancini. He's a better hitter than Hosmer. He's a better hitter than Barnhart. He's a better pure hitter probably than Wisdom. Wisdom's got some more power, but he's gonna, he's gonna make the team better. So, forgive me if I'm not waving my arms around. Super excited. The team is in one of the funks as me and my dad just a road trip from hell. So I can't sit here and just.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, all right. Mervis is up. Let's watch the tape from DC and give it to a prisoner.
So he's not going to save the lineup. I don't think it's appropriate to expect him to. And
he'll help him.
And I don't think the Cubs expect him to. Excited to see him in there.
He'll help
I
him.
did sketch out a lineup the other day.
Oh, we're back here.
Let's see here.
I'm excited to see it.
This was before Gomes got hit in the head.
That's a beautiful. That's probably exactly what it's going to be.
Okay, good.
That's probably exactly what it's going to be.
He'll probably see more time at DH than first, right?
I have no idea anymore.
Okay.
I don't know what those guys are thinking.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so I have Mervis hitting 7th here.
That's a beautiful. I think that's exactly what he'll slot in. I'm interested to see if he plays versus left-handers.
Yeah, I would probably say no.
And I don't think the Cubs see one this weekend, so we won't find out for a bit.
Yeah, and so roster moves, Sam. So let's actually do the Assad one first.
Yeah, great. And by the way, great job by him.
Great job. So he threw 5 innings, so he is almost guaranteed to be sent down.
Yeah.
But there's no clear options on the 40-man right now because Adrian Sampson's hurt in AAA.
Well, they might just go without. They might be a pitcher short.
Okay, yeah, maybe a pitcher short. Yeah.
What they'll probably do, my guess would be, is that they bring up Mervis, they send down Assad, see how the weekend goes, and then when they need that pitcher back, then they'll send down whoever there really was going to send down, which will probably be Rios, right?
Yeah, because Ryan Jensen is the only one available right now, but he has started this season. I guess he could still be an option.
No, I don't.
But the Athletic, Sam, is reporting Edwin Rios is going down.
Oh, they are? So it'll be Rios then.
So they said expect Edwin Rios to go down. It was like deep in their article.
Yeah, it may be Rios tomorrow. Maybe it's going to be Rios. I just didn't think. I thought maybe they'd give him an extra couple days until, you know what I mean? So they make another pitcher. But yeah.
And pitchers have to wait 15 days in the minors. So like Estrada got sent down Thursday.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if he just stayed down the hall, but he can't. Because you got to stay down.
Rios makes the most sense. He never plays.
Exactly.
I was hoping for some more things from him. It didn't pan out.
It didn't materialize.
Well, yeah, it's hard to materialize when you don't play.
Right. All right, so Mervis Friday, and he debuts against the Marlins, and we're going to preview that series a little more coming up next. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnMLB today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnMLB. Welcome back to Locked On Cubs. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Hey, not to be that guy, but I did forget something from last segment. What does Chris Morel have left to prove? He was in the show since mid-May last year.
What do you mean by not?
He's hitting over 350 this year in AAA. Why isn't he in the same bus as Mervis?
What do you mean not being that guy?
Well, because I don't want to be a pest and be like, well, where's this guy? Where's that guy? Where's that guy?
Right.
But like, why isn't it a dual promotion? Why?
And where's Andre Dawson? You know,
I think he's in Miami.
And where's Mark Grace? Doesn't he work for Marquee?
Right. I don't. Yeah.
Use his bat. Where's 05 D Lee? Where's the 03 postseason of Ramos?
Oh boy.
Where's Sosa? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't mention his name on the show. God forbid. God forbid. I'm so sorry.
We might get banned. So 3-1-20 starts this weekend. Steele versus Cabrera, Smiley versus Hoeing, and Wisniewski versus Alcantara, Sam.
Say it again.
It's Steele versus Cabrera. Hopefully Steele's the stopper.
Cabrera, Steele, then Smiley. Yeah, okay, I got it.
Smiley and Hoeing, and then Wisniewski and 2022 Cy Young winner Alcantara.
Hey, get this. The Marlins lost 3 or 4 of the Braves, swept the Cubs, then got swept by the Braves.
Oh boy.
You're facing Cabrera.
What a weird sport.
You're facing Cabrera, who walked you about 80,000 times on Saturday, so you know the trick there. Get him out early. I'm sorry, I'm not in the mood. Whatever the guy's name is on Saturday is not that good. Hit him.
Yeah, Hoeing. He looked like Nolan Ryan the last weekend.
Yeah, you better do better against him. And then obviously Sunday would be the tough matchup. Although Alcantara hasn't thrown the ball great this year at all.
No, he's got hit around.
If you want to do the series dance, you got to win the first 2 games, win the series, and then see if you can steal the third for a sweep. But you got to win a game first.
You got to win at least one.
Yeah, you got to just win a game.
They got to win a game, literally.
Yeah, and who better than Steele, who pitched fine against pitched fine against the Marlins last time. Wasn't his best outing. Marlins are a weird team. They're actually, the Marlins and Nationals are similar in the sense that they don't hit many home runs, but they hit the ball a lot.
Mhm.
And so sometimes it could be kind of annoying.
Mhm.
I can't believe the lineup that the Nationals ran out there and that we lost 3 out of 4. I can't believe it.
I know.
They don't have one guy on their team that I would say is an above average hitter.
I still don't know who their leadoff hitter is, and he had a walk-off homer today.
Yeah. Alex Cal, is that his name? Callie?
I mean, I thought it's Alex Call, C-A-L-L.
Yeah, I think he's a Sox draft pick.
Oh, well, they're winners of 4 straight. So
No, they got beat today.
we're going to get going. Oh, they did?
Yeah, and extras.
All right, well, we're going to get going here.
But their announcing crew actually announces the game and cares about the result and gives you like
That's a
analysis
sore spot for me.
of what's going on instead of talking about hot dogs with mustard only.
Len Casper, where are you, man?
Len Casper. How about Jack Brickhouse? How about Harry Carey? It's one of the most historically announcing franchises in all sports. I mean, outside of Vin Scully, I mean, Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes, and we're sitting there, hey, look at the Jordans. All right, I'm going to just get off. I'm going to say something I regret.
Shout out to the everydayers who are with us all 5 episodes throughout the week. And
he's got white Jordans on.
By checking us out each and every weekday. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Smash the like button for the algorithm. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and now streaming on SiriusXM. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.